watching movies and jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.
Welcome back to K-Flix Fiction Radio, and I'm just too excited, so it's Idlewild week.
You are excited.
I am. It's
Yeah.
Outkast.
We're doing Outkast's big movie from 2006.
Oh my God, yes. It's about time. I've been really looking forward to this show.
And we're getting back to the dynamic that K-Flix was built on. It's a movie I've never seen and that you are familiar with and is by a band you love, or a group you love.
Yes. Yeah, I saw this movie in the theater, and I have been a fan of Outkast since I was a preteen.
Yeah, you're like a legit, you knew about Outkast before they were cool.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
Before the rest of us with Stankonia maybe came on board.
Yes, I was pre that album, and I have my older cousins, Nick and Scott, to thank for that.
Nice. This was, I mean, I don't think hip hop became like super focal in my music listening life until quite a bit later. I mean, I definitely, like, you got me into Speaker Box, The Love Below.
Oh yeah,
But prior to that, like, my hip hop experience was like a little bit of gangster rap, a little bit of Eminem, Nelly, and that's about it.
Oh sure. My older cousins, they got me into Bone Thugs and Harmony and Too Short and
Oh yeah. Nice.
Tupac, Notorious B.I.G., Insane Clown Posse, which I just, as a child, thought was a comedy album, you know, like, because their lyrics are so silly and goofy.
Sure. I thought for the longest time that speaking of ICP, I thought for a long time that their song, The Great Malenko, was somehow related to professional wrestler Dean Malenko.
Well, I can understand the confusion there, as they also wrestled themselves.
Yeah, they were in that. They dabbled in that world too.
They did, yeah. Anyway, this Outkast movie and album, Dustin, what did you think?
I thought it was pretty great. It was kind of, I think prior to me watching it, you kind of described it as a really long Outkast music video.
Yes, I've always described it as such.
And I would agree with you. I mean, there's a story for sure. It's a movie.
Of course.
It's not like earth-shattering new material in terms of like how a plot goes, but I think it's really well executed by these guys. And yeah, I mean, as a like long-form music video, I love it. I fucking love it.
It's so cool, and I just love the visual aspect of it. You know, I mean, that's why it looks like a music video to me. Just some of the scenes, the way that they're shot, and the way that things move and progress throughout them is so visually a music video medium.
Totally. Yeah. And that's because it was directed by a music video director.
Yeah, which is a thing I never really thought to look into until we were prepping to do this show.
Yeah.
So it's by a guy, his name is Brian Barber, and he directed a ton of Outkast music videos, among other artists, but like
Sure.
a lot of Outkast music videos.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of famous, film directors got started as music video directors. That's very
Spike
much
Jonze.
one of the paths in. Spike Jonze. But this would be like if Kylie Minogue decided to make her own movie and have Spike Jonze direct it. Like, wasn't that one of his big artists he worked with?
Oh, was it? I mean, I know he did Beastie Boys stuff.
I always get, well, not always, but these days I cannot keep straight Michelle Gondry and Spike Jonze's different music video backgrounds. One of them did a ton of Kylie Minogue videos.
Okay, nice.
Okay, I just looked it up. It was Michelle Gondry who had the Kylie Minogue connection, not Spike Jonze. But yes, Beastie Boys would have been a better thing for me to say there, like you just said. Or Weezer. He's done a few with Weezer. Something like that. Point being, this guy was fresh off of music videos and went straight into making this Outkast movie, and it's really cool because of that.
It's really, really cool. Like the scene where Rooster is driving away from being shot at is so music video.
Yeah.
I also love the scene where Rooster almost gets taken out in the cabin, and he jumps through the door as people are shooting at him, but he explodes through the door as if he's been shot out of a cannon. Yeah. It's so cool.
It was a cool stunt, I guess. I don't know.
The front of this cabin just blows open. It's so fun.
It was very surprising.
Visually, this movie was so fun that it really bums me out that Brian Barber just went back to doing music videos instead of
I know.
doing more movies.
Yeah. Interesting fact about Brian Barber. I don't know if you read this on his Wikipedia. He spent $50,000 of his own money for a presentation that included motion capture, stunts, concept art, storyboards, and sound design to try to get the job directing X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh.
He did not get the job, but Fox was impressed enough that they gave him his money that he spent on it back. They reimbursed him for the cost of his like spec work.
I mean, that's better than nothing. Did you come across the fact that this was originally supposed to be just an HBO movie?
I didn't. No.
Yeah. The original plan for this was for it to be an original movie on HBO, but
Oh, really?
went ahead and got a theatrical release.
That's crazy. That would have been huge for HBO early aughts.
For sure.
I guess I think it was about a $10 million budget, which is fairly frugal as far as films go, but it's not nothing.
They really put that $10 million to work.
They did. I know. The thing opens up and I'm like, is this Little Rascals? 'Cause you get
Yeah.
the two of them as kids first.
That's really funny.
I like that in the movie, there's this deep friendship since childhood between the two main characters because I feel like it's kind of mirroring the real life friendship between Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
Right. Do you think that this movie is the byproduct of Chicago being a massive success like Dreamgirls was last week?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because we're in that same time, aren't we? 06.
It's the same year.
Yeah. I don't think it hurt that we decided societally we were into musicals at that time. If anything, I bet that helped it at least go from HBO to theatrical.
Of course, Speaker Box and Love Below's massive success paved way for them to have the ability to do this movie.
Oh, sure.
But I have to assume that Chicago, being the juggernaut that it was, sort of gave it the green light in a way as well.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. Quite a cast, this film.
Yes.
Before we get into the music, just the number of stars that are in this. I mean, we've got Andre and Big Boy themselves, but then Paula Patton in a very important role alongside them. Ving Rhames, Terrence Howard as the bad guy.
Yes.
Ben Vereen as Dre's dad.
Yeah. Apparently he agreed to do the movie because his daughter was a huge Outkast fan.
Oh, nice. And we get, who else? Oh, Patti LaBelle is in this movie. Macy Gray, Faison Love cracks me up in his role.
Yeah.
Faison and Ving Rhames are both kind of not quite cameos, but they are in the first part of the film, we'll say.
Yes. They're there to help establish the story.
Yes.
It's always been interesting to me because Outkast was so huge at this time. They were coming off of Speaker Box and The Love Below. This movie only grossed $12.6 million.
Yeah. Didn't make much over its budget.
No. Which is a shame. Granted, the album Idlewild did hit number 2 on the Billboard charts, so the album did relatively well. But anytime I bring up Idlewild, nobody has heard of the album and nobody has heard of the movie. It's almost like a completely forgotten by time thing.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's the last thing they made together.
Yes, it should be a thing that's highly touted and dissected and digested and enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's somehow completely forgotten, and it makes no sense because the movie is so fun and the album is certified bangers all over that fucking thing.
All kinds of bangers. The album is not just the movie soundtrack. It is an album.
Yes.
It's a full album. There are a lot of songs on it that are not in the movie. And furthermore, there are a lot of songs from Speaker Box and The Love Below that are in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's obviously something they were working on for some time. And it's this like capstone piece to everything that Outkast was. But yeah, no, everybody's love for them and knowledge of them seems to stop at Speaker Box Love Below.
It's crazy.
If you're less familiar than me somehow with Outkast and you don't know what we're like referencing, The Love Below is the album that Hey Ya was on. Hey Ya being like their eternal song that everyone has heard. I assume everyone has heard at some point in their life.
Yeah, if you've ever been to a wedding.
Right, sure. Yeah, or just around. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
it's still very popular. I mean, they couldn't have been hotter at that moment. And then for this to be the follow-up to that, and it just kind of fell flat for everyone, is crazy.
It really is. It's mind-boggling in every sense. Every time I think about it, I'm like, I just don't get it. How am I the only person that I know that likes this?
And the music that is in the movie is such a big survey of everyone they've ever worked with. Like every big producer, every songwriter that Outkast has worked with over the years is present, is represented in some way on a song, whether it's on the Idlewild album or whether it's on the Speakerbox Love Below album and used in the film. There's a little bit of everyone in this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm never going to understand it, honestly. I'm sure that there are some of you that are listening to this right now, and you have no idea that this movie existed, and you had no idea that it was an actual Outkast album.
Sure.
Some of the songs were used in the movie, other songs were not. They're all great. Give it a listen. It's terrific.
It's been a real fun prep this episode, just getting to listen to Outkast again. I think we've both said that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, any reason to dive into Outkast, whether it be this album and of course, I ended up just going back and listening to the Outkast of my youth also, and, just enjoying the hell out of that. It's been a very fun process.
And it makes me miss the times when you could do something like this. There was a minute where long-form music videos were kind of back in for the first time since Michael Jackson. And I was into that. The Beastie Boys ended sort of their recording career in 2011 with their album The Hot Sauce Committee Part 2, but that had a huge music video, like a 30-minute music video attached to it. It was called Fight for Your Right Revisited, and that's the one you may have seen clips of. It's got everyone who was anyone at the time.
Seth Rogen and John C. Reilly, Elijah Wood.
Yes, just as the quick premise is it's the young Beastie Boys from the Fight for Your Right. They walk out of the Fight for Your Right music video party and then go around town and eventually encounter themselves older. And they're all played by different actors. And then the real Beasties come in as cops and beat the crap out of them and put them away at the end.
It's really fun.
I mean, that one's less arguably anything but a music video. I think they called it a film, but it's music all the way through. This is a movie too.
Yes.
As much as it is a video for all of Outkast's work. What did you think of the way some of the songs, like the actual musical songs, come in? Did it surprise you in sort of the same way as Dreamgirls, like the first time Andrea starts singing?
Well, it's hard for me to remember how I felt in 2006.
Fair. Yeah, that's true. You've seen it. You're familiar with it. It caught me a little off guard. Same as with Dreamgirls, where we were 20 minutes in the movie, and then we get the first on-screen singing song. And I'm like, oh, right. I forgot. It's a musical.
Well, yeah, because much like Dreamgirls, it is contained at the beginning to just performances at church, the bar, not church.
Yeah, right.
The club.
Yes, the club.
Before we get full on into the music from Idlewild, both of these men, though Outkast has not existed as a group since 2006, are continuing to make music.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought it might be fun to take a little gander as to what the gentlemen are up to now. I have this song from Big Boy that I really like from 2021.
Okay.
It's called Doing It, and it features Sleepy Brown.
Sleepy Brown, who is on a lot of the Idlewild stuff, too.
Yes, Sleepy Brown is a big collaborator for Outkast songs.
Yeah.
Side of the bed, cooler than the other side of the pillow, yeah. Act a fool cause there's nothing to prove because the proof is in the pudding, do tell. You hell, two worlds collide, make girl, make boy, create a family all by choice.
I love this one because it sounds both modern and old at the same time. I don't know if there's a sample in there that I'm not picking up on that gives me the flashback vibes, or if it just has that, old cruising groove to it, but
interesting.
I really dig it.
Yeah. Just real quick, I want to dip into, every song on this has several producers, several songwriters. Not every song, but many songs. But a little bit more about Sleepy Brown, since you mentioned him.
Oh, sure.
He was a member of what was a trio known as Organized Noise, along with Ray Murray and the late Rico Wade. And those three were super instrumental in Outkast's early career. They produced their first 3 or 4 albums. They also wrote and produced the song Waterfalls for TLC.
Oh.
So important in music in general.
Yeah. Sleepy Brown. Well, I mean, that's why he's on so many Outkast songs as a featured artist, man.
I mean, there was a crazy just stable of all these different groups in Atlanta hip-hop at this time, right? There are too many to name and list, but Organized Noise with featuring Sleepy Brown is like a big one. And then Earth Tone 3, which is just the 2 guys from Outkast along with a guy named Mr. DJ, or goes by Mr. DJ. His real name's David Sheets. You will find those names credited on a lot of these Outkast tracks.
Nice. So Big Boy's music currently sounds like Big Boy's music.
It does, yeah. I know where you're going with this.
Andre 3000's current music, I would say, sounds nothing like Outkast.
No.
Because he plays the flute now.
He's gone in a new direction.
Yeah. Put out a whole album of him rocking the flute. Also, dude, he played the flute on the Everything Everywhere All at Once soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was on that. That's funny.
Yeah, his first ever recordings of him playing the flute were for that movie.
Wow.
But in 2023, he released his own flute album, and he put out a song called, and this is a long boy, this is the whole song title, I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time.
It's great.
And this song is 12 minutes and 21 seconds long. It became the longest song to chart on the Billboard Hot 100.
Ever? Wow.
Yes. So here is a little sample of that song. It's very tranquil.
It's trippy. It's like, it reminds me of like German electronic and kind of krautrock stuff, like 70s, early 80s kind of stuff. But like they were doing it with synthesizers and he's doing it with a real flute.
Right.
They were doing it with synthesizers mimicking a flute, most likely.
It's just really relaxing. I feel like I just walked into a spa, you know?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I like it. I'm into that.
I like it a lot too, yeah.
You sure you don't want to play the people like 11 more minutes of that? Not the whole thing.
Right. Just most of it. So yeah, as much as I would have loved for Andre to release a rap album because he's one of the greatest lyricists of all time.
Of all time, yeah.
The flute album is awesome. It's so unexpected and wild and crazy, and for somebody that's created such unique sounds in music, it kind of makes sense that that's where he went.
Yes, he's the type of person you can see going like, I'm out of things to say of new things to say in that one realm. I'm going to go try something else.
Yeah.
Like it feels very like he's exploring something, not like when some, washed up artist comes back with a reggae album or something because they just want to get attention.
Don't take shots at Eddie. That was good, remember?
That's different because that's an actor. That's different. I was more taking a shot at Snoop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Okay. Take that shot.
Fair. But you know what I'm saying? That feels a little gimmicky.
Yes.
Whereas this feels like, no, this is what this man's heart determined he was going to do.
So yeah, that's what the boys have been up to. I desperately want them to collaborate again and do some Outkast work because it has been so long, and the magic that they create together it's honestly unparalleled. All of the Outkast stuff is still ahead of its time now in 2025.
It's crazy. Yeah. It really is.
I just love it.
It's cool hearing it in other stuff. Like there are a few artists who feature on here, namely, and when I say on here, I mean on the Idlewild album in this case.
Yes.
Namely Janelle Monáe and longtime collaborator Killer Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, Killer Mike had been doing stuff with Outkast for a long time. I think this was Janelle Monáe's first thing because she is not that old. She's our age, whatever that means to you.
Yeah, maybe it is that old.
But like at this time, she was like barely out of high school, or we were at least. So
yeah,
bringing in fresh voices and song inspirations like that. But like, I think you can hear sort of how the sound of, I don't know if it's just the ATL thing or the Outkast thing, has stayed alive. Like, I can hear musical things going on in these songs that I still hear in a Run the Jewels recording, for example, with Killer Mike, or that I still hear in a newer Janelle Monáe piece.
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
You can feel the collaboration always with the Outkast stuff. Like, it seems like one of those rooms where, like, the best people in music say, like, you get in a room and then best idea wins. There's no ego or anything, just best idea wins when you're trying to make the best song. And, like, it's clear that they do that every time, or they did that every time.
Oh, yeah. So let's get into some of the Idlewild stuff here.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and just warm everybody up with a couple of songs that are just on the Idlewild album. They're not in the movie. They're on the album. But
Sure.
Listen, if we're going to be here talking about this stuff, I just want to share some extra tidbits.
Yeah, man, throw it out there. I don't think we're breaking the rules too hard if we start
No.
with some real world music. It's still very connected.
One of the songs I've got to play has Idlewild in the title. I want to go ahead and start with the first single from the Idlewild album, Mighty O.
Sure.
I just want to play a very specific moment of the song because it triggered something in my brain and I had to get to the bottom of it. So I just want to play the opening of the song. Does this ring any bells for you?
Yeah, the Cab Calloway thing, right?
Yeah, Minnie the Moocher.
Yeah.
So right when I heard that, I was like, okay, is this a sample or whatever? They credited Cab Calloway as a fucking writer on that song.
I mean, it's definitely, if not sampled, what do they say? Interpolated.
Right.
Clearly enough that, yeah, he got credit on it and he deserved it. But yeah, Cab, he did play another thing that, like, you just called it out. There's a direct Cab Calloway, Minnie the Moocher connection, but just that vocal style is a very Outkast thing in my mind. Like, sort of a made up, strung together word. Like, it reminds me of, like, Spodiotalicious or whatever the name of that song is.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I can totally see that.
Like, that's an Outkast trope.
Yeah, there are a lot of fun Outkast tropes, but for now, I want to continue with our warm-up.
Yeah.
We're going to hit Idlewild Blue next. This was the third single off of the album. Andre plays the guitar on this song, and this one also triggered some stuff for me, so let me know if it does for you when you hear it this time, Dustin.
Yeah.
I am a sucker for the harmonica, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And just looking at the credits, this is a fully Andre 3000 produced, written, everything. There are no other names on this track.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm picking up a specific thing that you're trying to lay down, but what I will say is it does something that Outkast does very well, which is reach into the past and pick something like kind of generic, like a blues riff, and make it very much their own.
Okay.
Like, it's very recognizable as being inspired by like a traditional blues song, that guitar lick that he's playing. Mm-hmm. But then as soon as he's singing, you're like, oh, that's Outkast. That's Andre 3000. Like, it is unmistakable. And they do that so well. They marry those things so well every time. I mean, throughout the whole movie, they do this super well because it's a movie set in the 30s and Prohibition. None of the music is like specifically, it's not like made to be sound like it was recorded then or anything like that. But all of its nods to that time period are very good.
Oh, yeah. It does all of that stuff extraordinarily well. It has the right kind of seasonings to make the meal taste vintage but feel modern.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So this song reminds me of...
Reach out, touch faith.
Oh, wow, yeah, I didn't even put that together.
Personal Jesus to Besh Mode. But also the way that Andre sings in that song, and I believe we talked over it a little bit, but it's the way that he says people, so I'm going to go ahead and just replay that.
People, don't you worry about me.
This one took me a little bit, and it also blew my mind because I didn't realize that Personal Jesus and Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder were so fucking similar.
Oh, yeah. Okay. People.
So it's like a mixture of those two songs gives us Idlewild Blue.
Wow, yeah. I mean, goes to show the power of the blues. It can be dressed up in all those different ways. That's great. That's fantastic. I did not expect to hear any Depeche Mode today.
I thought for sure when I asked you, like, let me know if this triggers anything, you were going to get it live on mic.
You totally blindsided me with that one, and it's so accurate. It's very, very Personal Jesus. Quick aside, I was at a party one time, and two guys were talking, and one of them was like just saying how much he loved Depeche Mode. Just Depeche Mode. Oh, they're really the greatest band. They're my everything. He goes, instead of church, I like Depeche Mode is what I do on Sunday. And like, I couldn't believe it. I thought he was setting up for a joke. I gave him a moment to make the joke I thought he was going to make. Then he didn't. And I was like, so they're all sort of like your own personal Jesus? And I just walked out like George Costanza style. I was like, I'm not going to do any better than that. I'm done.
Oh, that's so good. Well done, Dustin.
Really shame on that guy. He made the joke.
Yeah, well, he made the setup.
Made the setup, yeah.
Drop the ball, pal. Okay, so one more song before we get into the actual music from the movie. This is the 5th song released from the album Idlewild. It is the final Outkast single released, The Train.
Cause when I saw her, I swear it made her tear fall. Not tears of sorrow, but of joy, so listen here, y'all. I grabbed the mic and moved the crowd and disappeared, dawg. Back in 94, that was a motherfucking year, homeboy. Then that Southern player listing went platinum. Stacks on decks, they ain't tell us to pay our taxes. Walking around the table in the kitchen just for practice. Reciting rhymes to sharpen mind, now let's deliver to the masses.
This fucking song hits so hard, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I love the little guitar that it's got in there. The horns are fucking perfect. It's a nice chill groove. It's like a perfect drive off into the sunset. It almost feels like they knew it was going to be their final single, you know?
Yeah. Which I don't think they did.
No, I don't think that they did. But I don't know, man. Like, every time I hear this song and it gets to the end of it, I'm sort of left with like an emotional longing, but also like a completion, like a journey has ended. It's like I can't really explain like how I feel when I hear this song.
Yeah. I mean, that means it's a good farewell track. This song features a lot of co-writers, and I'm going to talk about 2 of them later, but there's a lot of important people from the Outkast era on this track.
I mean, just featured on the track, we have Sleepy Brown again, and also Scar. Mm-hmm. Another thing that I really love about this song is that at the very, very end has a little sample tribute to one of my favorite Outkast songs. So I just want to shout that out. I'm sure a lot of other Outkast fans, yeah, this is not news to me, Shawn.
It'll be news to me, though, Shawn.
I just want to play how the song ends. Do you hear that, like... Mm-hmm. So that's from an Outkast song called Wheels of Steel.
Oh, wow. That's a deep pull.
As I sit in my b-boy stance with flip-flops and socks.
You hear that in there?
Whoa, yeah. Yeah, they do that stuff a lot, too. Little nods to older tracks.
They're a special group, man. Outkast, forever goated.
For real. With that, are we ready to move into the songs featured in the movie?
Yeah, I think let's talk about some movie songs. There's so many great ones.
Cool. Let's start with this was the one that really caught my attention in the movie, is Andre's song about his fear of clocks, chronometrophobia, because it's so Outkasty.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
The way he sings just that word, chronometrophobia.
Yeah. He breaks up syllables like nobody else.
Yeah, for sure.
I really like this song because the movie version is significantly different from the album version. So here's the movie version of the song.
How's the cost of living? Ain't that much time left? I've got to talk you now. I take what I've been given. Ain't that much time left? I've got to talk you now. Pastor say, be strong. Ain't that much time left? I've got to talk you now. I ain't got time, leave me alone. Ain't that much time left? I've got to talk you now. Y'all want to talk about
Yeah, this really is peak Outkast
Right?
with this
Yeah.
chorus. I know that I'm not saying anything new to anybody, but man, can Andre sing. He's so good. He's so good.
Yeah. I just truly like all talented, that guy.
Yeah.
Anything he does, he's going to do it really, really well, it seems.
So here is the album version, and you're going to notice that it loses some of that Outkast flair somehow, where it strips away all of those backing vocals that are behind Andre.
Yeah.
how's the cost of living?
Because you had the clocks singing right here.
Uh-huh.
I take what I've been given.
The piano is also like more docile in this version, because in the other one's bam, 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 ba-dam, ba-dam.
Sure, yeah.
I ain't got time, leave me alone. Ain't that much time.
But see here, then now it picks it back up a little bit.
Yeah, but it's definitely a slower jam, the album version.
Oh yeah, this is still top notch. I mean, I'm not complaining about it, but
Sure.
the other one just has more life and vibrancy.
I mean, I get like the clocks, the clock sounds themselves work better in the movie where you can see the clocks.
Of course. But I would still like to have the vocals of the clocks.
Yeah, it's interesting the differences between the album and the movie versions on a couple songs.
Certainly not that they're bad. I mean, this is a wonderful version of the song, and it highlights Andre more because it is a stripped down version of the song.
Sure, yeah. And that is another one solely written by Andre Benjamin, aka Andre 3000. No guest writers and no Big Boy on that one. So, makes sense. It's one of his tracks.
Yeah.
Just in addition to all that, it was one of the more visually interesting sections of the movie. Because within this, what is a big, as we've said, like a big music video, you get all these little music videos for the songs.
Yes.
Instead of scenes, you just have like sequences cut to music that are all really cool. And this is one of them with some clocks coming to life.
This scene reminded me the most of the Miss Jackson video. Just in its color schemes and the way it was shot really reminded me of the Miss Jackson video. Also because the clocks had birds and there was like the owls and stuff in the Miss Jackson video. So I think that probably had something to do with it.
Sure, yeah. Why don't we pop over to She Lives in My Lap, which is a song from The Love Below that also appears in the movie Idlewild.
She comes back to the cooler side of town. But she lives in my lap.
Now, this is the music video version, which I believe is it's weird. It features visuals from the Idlewild movie, but it is, I believe, the recording from The Love Below.
Gotcha. Okay.
Again, Andre just doing some really interesting singing here that I really love.
Oh, yeah. That one doesn't sound like him.
It doesn't. No, he's really pushing it. Now, the interesting thing about this song, it does feature some guest vocals, mostly spoken at this point.
Baby, why are you acting like this? I don't care about any of them. I care about you.
The music section of this is so fucking Outkast.
Oh, they're like,
A bizarre, like, wah, ba, ba, wah, wah, ba, 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 ba.
it's so cool, though.
A sound of being like, what the fuck is that? And why is it awesome? Like that's so many Outkast beats of just being like, what is happening right here? And how are they making this the most cool thing I've ever heard?
They're very good at that. I don't get it. I don't get why they're so good at that. The other thing that's going on in that clip, I don't know if you could hear it, there was a woman talking.
Baby, why are you acting like this? I don't care about any of them. I care about you. Baby, I love you.
Now that is, in fact, the actress Rosario Dawson
Oh, yes.
on that track. From what I have read, this is not verified, but from what I've heard, this is because she was in some way connected to play the role that eventually went to Paula Patton in Idlewild.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think they were working on this movie for a while. So back in the Love Below days, Rosario Dawson was connected and was used in the recording of the song, and then it just didn't pan out
Right.
that she played the role in the movie. So that's why we get the Rosario Dawson talking, we get someone else singing, we get Paula Patton acting. There's kind of a weird mixture for that one character.
Right. Well, yeah, because if you had Rosario Dawson, she would be doing all of her own singing.
Totally. Yeah, we know she can sing.
She was in fucking Rent.
And Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah. Speaking of Paula Patton, she did not sing on the soundtrack for this movie. She was dubbed over, but the song for which that happens is Movin' Cool, the After Party, and it was originally featured on Big Boy and Dre Presents, their sort of greatest hits-like album.
Yes, but it was a new track for that album. It was not one of the greatest hits.
Right. And on the original version was the singer Joy, and dubbing Paula Patton in the movie for the character of Angel Davenport is Deborah Killings. And Deborah worked with Outkast on AT Aliens and Aquemini and Speaker Box and Love Below.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
she is a veteran of working with Outkast, doing background vocals, and also occasionally playing bass for them.
Cool.
So here is the original version of Movin' Cool featuring Joy. Now, her vocals are very fitting for the song, a little bit softer than what we hear in the movie from Deborah. See, this has got a little bit more stank on it.
A little bit, yeah.
I think this one's got like a little bit groovier of a bass line too. I feel like they pumped up the energy for the movie a little bit on this one.
I think so, yeah. And I think it fits a little, it does a little more of what we were talking about, where it's very much a modern song, but like they inject enough of that like cabaret 1930s energy, especially with those woo-woo vocals.
Yep.
I think it works really well in the film.
Both versions real good, but the movie one hits in a fun new way.
For sure.
We've mentioned that a lot of songs from Speaker Box and Love Below crossed over into the movie soundtrack. I don't want to really focus on a lot of those, but it made me super happy to hear Bowtie and The Rooster and Church in this movie, because those songs are so fucking good from Speaker Box.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I was just thrilled that all three of them made it into this movie.
Yeah. Speaking of The Rooster, really quickly, that is one of the tracks that was co-written, co-produced by Carl Moe.
Okay.
Who I think that's one where I've identified, like, I think he's the guy that adds like all the cool horn stuff to Outkast tracks.
Oh,
so like here's
great.
The Rooster.
Speaker Box is so full of horns.
A lot of horns, yeah. He also co-produced The Way You Move.
Oh yeah, big horn song.
He also co-wrote and produced this song. Doesn't have horns, but it is a classic. That's My Boo by Ghost Town DJs. Just wanted to shout out Carl Moe there, a.k.a. Carlton Mahone Jr.
Gotta shout it out, man. If he's responsible for all these glorious horns, I'm gonna need that shout out.
It is crazy the collective that Outkast put together over the years. Just all these names we're saying, like every one of them figures into the overall Outkast story in some way. And it's so cool. Like it really, if they didn't know this was the finale, they did such a good job of putting the team together for a finale.
Yeah. Well, but, you know, I mean, even if you don't know it's the finale, somebody's giving you the opportunity to make a movie musical out of your music. You're going to bring the heavy hitters back to try something that big.
Yeah. Next song I wanted to talk about is, I think it's pronounced Mutron Angel. Could be Mutron. I've never heard it said, and they don't say it in the track.
Nope.
But that does not stop it from being such a good song.
It's fantastic.
Oh, and speaking of nods to previous stuff, you get a little reference to I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson there with the sort of backwards, whatever that is, that like reverse sound.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Came so right in the nick of time. So it's still funny, didn't it blow your mind? Old ass soldiers marching off to war. No idea what we're in for. Powerful, magnificent, and so divine. So it's still funny.
This is another original from the Idlewild album. And this one features some guest performers in the form of a group called Wild Peach, which was a husband and wife duo featuring guitarist David Wild and vocalist Myrna Crenshaw Brown, a.k.a. Screechy Peach. Now, Wild Peach and Myrna in particular collaborated quite a bit with Outkast over the years. Also with other artists associated with the greater Atlanta family, TLC, Macy Gray, Pink, Killer Mike. She's been on tracks by all of them.
Great.
She also co-wrote the Outkast songs Church and Bust from the Speakerbox Love Below album, as well as this song, Mutron Angel. And she appears on a bunch more of their tracks. I Like the Way You Move, Ghetto Music, Happy Valentine's Day, Bow Tie. Lots of stuff. Sadly, Myrna passed away in 2007 from breast cancer.
Rest in peace.
Fuck cancer.
Yeah.
But since the end of Outkast, since Idlewild, David Wild has continued to collaborate with Big Boy on, I think, all of his records since then.
Oh, okay.
Now, I do have a track here by Wild Peach, the duo. They are very hard to find info on, Shawn. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
They have one track that I can find online. It's like a recorded track by them. It was released in 2015, which is a good while after Myrna passed away, but I believe still it is the two of them. It's called Got to Get Away.
I'm tired of feeling the same old pains.
Doesn't sound quite how I expected.
Right?
Beating my head against the same old walls. Yeah. 'Cause the harder I try,
It's like a beachy Melissa Etheridge.
Totally. Yeah, it is. It is different than the rest of this Outkast stuff we've heard.
Yeah, it is.
And maybe that's why I can't find very much. It seems like most of her career was like guesting on other people's stuff. And this is literally the only Wild Peach recording I could find.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they've been around since the early 90s doing something like this. And I think it's, again, cool that they're part of this family.
Love it.
And that's all I have for Mutron Angel.
Why don't we move on to another track that starts with M and hit Morris Brown,
Okay.
featuring Scar and Sleepy Brown once again.
So baby, please don't leave me. Don't you go. Baby, no. Baby, no. My heart is like a marching band. I'm a fan of the stand. Yes, I am, and I'm hollering, hey, baby. Saying, hey, baby.
Two dope boys in the Cadillac. Steel. Cast with a crown on your Cadillac. Feel. I make your wheels of steel stand like your DJ got killed. A fire marshal. Shut it down. Time to go. Outkast royalty by design of logo. Wanna count it out loud?
93, 94, 95, 96.
I love a
Plus
good
amount to that five.
use of marching band drums.
I cannot express how much I love how hard the marching band aspect of this song goes.
Yeah.
It's fucking tremendous. It made me think of another Outkast song because I feel like you can track a lot of stuff of just being like, this song probably led to them experimenting with this sound, experimented to it leading to this song, so on and so forth. I feel like the way that they get to this full-blown marching band glory is through the whole world.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this doesn't have marching band drums. It doesn't have the marching band horns, but it has a marching band groove. Like, it's a marching band beat. The progression of the song is very similar, and I feel like it's a stepping stone thing of like, hey, this worked really well.
Sure.
What if we fucking got a high school marching band to do a song? You know, some shit like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it
totally.
wasn't a high school marching band, but you know what I mean.
Sure, yeah. And it's a weird thing. It's like something you can't come out the gate as a new artist and have a marching band track, right? That's weird.
No.
You have to have enough material that if you put some marching band stuff into 1% of your music, it's really cool. Like Fleetwood Mac with Tusk.
Right.
Like, if that's just what Fleetwood Mac sounded like, they would be a weird novelty band and wouldn't be one of the most influential groups of all time. But like, if you just do it a little bit, it's so cool.
Great point. That's why that song stands out and why I love it so much, because you're just like, what the this is so crazy and cool.
It's so cool. And there's no sound like it. It was instantly recognizable just when I was listening to the soundtrack and I heard the do. I was like, oh, that's badass.
Yeah. See, that's another thing too, is like, for whatever reason, when you hear the marching band in an Outkast song, you're like, this is what I've been needing. Like, it fits so perfectly with what they do.
Yeah. The music was begging for it.
Yeah, it really was. So yeah, I just had to bring that one up because it's just so fucking cool.
It's so cool. They did, again, like, I can't believe it if they didn't think this was like the ultimate Outkast record, because it really is. They really just tried everything and hit a lot of home runs.
Circling back, it's just a damn shame that nobody fucking remembers this thing.
So next up for me is the song When I Look in Your Eyes.
Andre sounds so great on this track.
So this song is kind of the beginning of the end of the film. It's after Andre's character, Percival Jenkins, has lost his love, Sally B. Shelley, a.k.a. Angel Davenport, and it's kind of a lament.
I guess it's time to say goodbye, but I gotta give it one more try. I'm only satisfied when I look in your eyes. Oh, please come home with me. Oh, don't you want to marry me?
I love those quick bop bops.
I love this track because, well, for a lot of reasons. Number one, I feel like it's the hardest they lean into trying to actually sound like the 30s.
Oh, yes. It very much sounds appropriate for the time.
Yes, it's very era accurate. Whereas the other stuff, the fun of it is like, oh, it's this like in your face hip hop on top of, something set then.
Yeah.
But this one, and it's like this kind of wistful, like it is a lament, but it's not downbeat at all.
No.
It's an upbeat song. To me, it sounds like maybe a track by Louis Prima, like this one, Chasing Shadows from 1935.
Chasing shadows, chasing love dreams in vain, while my heart keeps on singing just a lonely refrain. I'm chasing shadows.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That also takes me to like working at Six Flags back in the day, or just watching any Ken Burns documentary. But also, I think it maybe takes some elements from this song, The Man from Harlem by Cab Calloway and his orchestra.
How they all love to see the man from Harlem.
Well, I mean, we have established that Andre likes Cab Calloway.
For sure, yeah. So he's definitely aware of this. But yeah, I mostly just wanted to play, like, this is what Cab Calloway was doing in 1932.
God bless it. That's so crazy to think about that.
Yeah. The other cool thing about this track, When I Look in Your Eyes, it was co-written by longtime Outkast collaborator Kevin Kendrick. Now, Kevin Kendrick has played piano and keyboard on a lot of Outkast songs, like everybody involved with this. Like, he's been working with them for a while, most notably on Speakerboxx and Love Below, but like he's on Miss Jackson. He's on a lot of stuff. But this guy's career, I'd never heard of him, has been really prolific prior to Outkast.
Okay.
Or outside of Outkast, at least, since as well. He's played on recordings for Tyler, the Creator, for Khalees, for Gwen Stefani on a track that I didn't even remember existed. It's called Long Way to Go. It was from her album Love Angel Music Baby, and this was a co-production with Andre 3000.
Now I'm getting dirty looks. I wonder what they say if we were blind. We were blind.
You can definitely hear the Outkast in there.
Yeah, and especially once you get into the like B.O.B. beat going on here.
Yeah.
Kevin Kendrick has also performed on some stuff that I've really never heard of. Like, did you know this existed? This is by Aretha Franklin.
It's been 7 hours and 15 days.
No. No, I did not.
That's right. In 2014, she covered Nothing Compares to You, which is, of course, originally recorded by Sinead O'Connor and written by Prince.
What an interesting version of this
An
song.
interesting take from the Queen of Soul, for sure. Back to pre-Outkast, because again, that was 2014. Back to pre-Outkast, Kevin Kendrick toured on Madonna's Blonde Ambition tour in the early 90s, kind of her most famous tour.
Okay.
He co-wrote the song Better Than the Rest with Queen Latifah.
All right.
Her single from the movie Bring Down the House.
Okay.
He also co-wrote 2 songs for Bobby Brown's first solo album. He briefly, for like a year, played in Daz Band, which is a Motown Records group responsible for this banger. It's Let It Whip. He toured with KC and the Sunshine Band in the late 70s, but in the 80s, he was primarily known as a member of the group Cameo. The guys behind Word Up.
I don't know why, but I really thought you were going to say Martini Ranch.
Oh, man. If I could bring it around to that would be crazy. I had never seen the music video for Word Up before.
Okay.
I don't know if you have. Like, it's just like kind of this dark 80s setting, but the singer is wearing this like red, hard shell, seemingly cup, like a protective cup, like a groin protector.
Okay.
But it's bright red, and everything else that he's wearing is like all black. And it's really,
all right.
really draws the eye in a weird way.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kevin Kendrick was like a bona fide member of Cameo. He co-wrote their song Attack Me With Your Love.
2 is I love your face. 3rd one is irrelevant, cause there's no time or place.
Listen, I have said my whole life, if you're ever going to attack me, it fucking better be with your love.
This video is so 80s, and I highly recommend everyone check it out. A long way to go there, but I just, when I found out I could draw a straight line from Cameo to Outkast, I had to do it.
Yeah, you might as well. Go Kevin.
Go Kevin Kendrick. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say some fucking crazy shit of like, and then he later changed his name when he grew up a little bit more to Kendrick Lamar.
Right. Well, that's how it all started. When I was looking at the credits on the album, I saw Kendrick, and I was like, no way Kendrick Lamar was around in 06 doing this. I'm still glad I pulled that thread, though, because, again, I didn't think Cameo was going to, maybe a little more likely than Depeche Mode, but not much.
Now, the Depeche Mode, that's just me talking out of my ass. You have a direct line. Yours is proven. Mine's just like, hey, it sounds like Personal Jesus. Following When I Look in Your Eyes in the movie, we do get the first credit song. It is a full performance of the track PJ and Rooster, so it's only fitting that we close the show the same way.
Nobody wanted to leave. House so packed that we couldn't even breathe.
So this is the song that I think of when I think of the movie, when I think of the album. It's the song that I listen to the most. I really love the high energy and the horns and the piano, and I love that sliding scale before it goes into the chorus. It's so fucking good, and Andre sounds so great specifically when he does the Ain't No Bible at this here church.
Yeah.
So fucking good and powerful. I fucking love this song.
I would agree with you that I associate it most with the movie. And I mean, it was the song, if Chronometrophobia was the song that caught my attention while watching the film, this is the one that really caught my ear listening to the Idlewild album before watching it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a really fitting closing song because it's like kind of the whole story. It's like, let me tell you about this place, about the church bar and Rooster and PJ and Rooster. It's called PJ and Rooster. It's telling you the story of them in a nice wrap-up kind of way.
And the visual aspects of it are really nice, too, because this is probably the most musical-like performance of anything that we see in the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, because he's like laying on a piano and like dancing while laying on it. And, you know, it's like a whole chorus of background dancers. You know, it's not just backup singers like at church.
Right.
When they perform at church, it's backup singers, horn section. This is like choreographed, like flapper dancers behind him. And it's like a huge number.
It's also like, it's so Outkast. It's so perfectly Outkast. It so perfectly fits into the movie with that, like, they've got like the trumpets with the mute going on that sound really 1930s-ish.
You've got a good groove that allows Andre to hit a particular cadence that fully make it an Outkast sounding song. And it doesn't, that's one of the coolest things about this movie is that none of the songs tilt too far into the musical realm.
Yeah.
In their sound.
Okay. Yeah. It's not trying to be Chicago. It's just relying on the fact that Chicago made musical movies cool again.
Exactly. It's like we're going to still have our Outkast songs. They're going to sound like Outkast songs. It's going to be an Outkast thing. But we're going to like dance around to.
Yeah.
Really great. I think this is a special movie. I think it's a special album.
I'm with you. Now, I'm one of those people, one of those many people who ignored it for, almost 20 years. But I'm disappointed that I did. But I'm also kind of happy to have some new Outkast in my life.
Right? Yeah. Some brand new Outkast to enjoy, which is something we'll maybe never even get again. So
maybe, yeah.
That being said, I feel like I know the answer to this question, but Dustin, well, and again, this is another one of those weird ones because this really is just Outkast. Like they do exist in our reality.
Yes,
so
I do listen to them.
I assume you're going to continue to listen to the songs from this movie and the Idlewild album. Correct?
Yeah, definitely. And Outkast in general. And I mean, if you were to phrase the question like you normally do, would you continue to listen to them? Yes, if they'd released more stuff, I would gladly.
Oh, yeah. God bless. Please, Big Boy and Andre. It would make so many people happy.
They know it.
Yeah. And it would make you so much money.
Yeah. I mean, you can even have flute on it. I don't hate that stuff at all.
Oh, my God. Please have the flute on there. Holy shit, put the flute on there. I'm all for it, dude. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I agree. I've been listening to Outkast since before I could drive a car. So I'm going to continue to listen to Outkast to well beyond when I can no longer drive a car. They're going to span me driving.
Nice. And really, how do you measure a life? But in terms of the time spent being able to drive and not being able to drive.
Yeah, pretty much. Hopefully you had a good time this week. If you did, please come back next week because it's probably going to be a tad emotional because we're doing Top Secret. And Val Kilmer has just very recently passed on to the next realm.
Yeah, very sad news. We can't wait to talk him up in a role I'm still not familiar with, but I can't wait to dig in.
Yeah, I'm very excited to dig into Top Secret. You selected this one, Dustin. And it's going to be a lot of fun to give a ton of shine to an actor that I have admired for my whole life because he was just a very fun and kooky personality and a terrific talent. So rest in peace, Val.
Rest in peace, Val Kilmer, and come back next week for Top Secret.
Yes. And if you had a good time today like we did, please give us a rating and review on whatever podcast service you're currently listening to this on. And if it happens to be YouTube, give us a like and subscribe, please.
Yeah, and find us online everywhere at fictionradiopod.com and contact us at fictionradiopod@gmail.com.
See you next week for some Val Kilmer glory, Top Secret.
Watching movies and jamming out. KFlix 198.4 Fiction Radio.